Okay, so now I'm going to try to do the audio again. Last time was sufficiently loud, but I could hear all my breathing and it was driving me insane. So we'll see if this time's any better. In addition, I think we'll go to a different region because I'm a little tired of wandering around this area. And maybe I'll switch it up a little bit. What should I use instead? No, I guess I could use the stuff. No, right. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Alright, so we've been hunting around Okoro, or Okoro? Yeah, I guess Okoro. Which, it's a pretty low-level place, so I'm not too interesting. But let's see about going to Libertad, which was a production province. Okay, so looks like Libertad is pretty much a temperate forest. So I'm going to change my outfit to the traditional green cat bat, because honestly, of all the camouflages that are in this game, to me, the default or the basic cat bat does the best at visibility in this environment. I mean, mechanically it makes no difference whatsoever. I could be wearing a bright pink shirt and people would still have as good a time seeing me. But, you know, it's for my own validation, so to speak. Okay, so I think I will do one of the vehicle drop-offs missions here. So I could get a car, but basically I'll just walk the entire way. I wonder if Bolivia's environment is as varied as this, because this is not all that different than Canada, to be honest. At least specifically like northern or out west, I would say. I mean, where I live, there's a bit more deciduous trees than this, but still, like, it's basically a pine forest and rocky. Like, I'm sure in actual Bolivia, the distances between these different climates are different biospheres, ecozones, are probably quite different. But hell, I don't want to walk that far, so I'm perfectly happy with that. Okay, so this next side mission here is basically one of the ones where you have to break into a building and fight everyone in close quarters, which is super dangerous. So, I will take out my trusty C1 Sterling here, and maybe that'll help. Generally, I always die at least once during... I get taken out at least once during these things. So you gotta rush into the building, and you gotta you gotta hack a computer at the bottom, or wherever it is. I like to put C4 in all the doors because I'm hoping that I'll get somebody in the blast. Also, I think it's cool that it's a huge explosion, which is awesome. So, okay, well, that's interesting to know. I did get there was a guy right behind the door, and the C4 did not even hurt him. So clearly, it doesn't matter if you are doing that. I'm going to throw a flashbang and then rush in. I don't know if it's going to help, but give it a try. Honestly, I have not found flashbangs super useful in this game. They were kind of... I play games where they're, like, essential. Like, one of the old Rainbow Six games, you pretty much had to flashbang a room if you were hoping to get into it. You know, I said in an earlier video... Oh, shit. Okay, I should not have tried... Yeah. That was completely my fault. I should not have been reloading while going around a corner. That's just stupid. But, I mean, the C1 carbine, or submachine gun is not too bad. Like, okay. That was not my worst performance I've ever had on these things. Yeah, I'm kind of warming up to this Sterling carbine, or submachine gun, because it's way better than I thought it would be, honestly. Like, I've heard the stats on these guns are not very, like, accurate to their actual performance, and they're kind of just made up. And that might be the case. I mean, it's nice for one thing that I think by default there's a 34 round magazine, which is at least 4 more than you're getting on average from submachine gun in this game. So all throughout this game there are these things called Kinslayer files, which are usually like documents or evidence or something like that about what's going on in the cartel. I don't know if anything happens when you collect all of them, but I'm looking to find out. Yeah, it really helps once you get stamina maxed, because you can basically sprint forever. Before this, you run and then your guy's out of breath for like 10-15 seconds every 100 meters. Which, hey, he's doing better than I'd be doing, but he's supposed to be like the best of the best, so you think he could run a little bit more than that. Okay, are these Sicarios? No, they're civilians. Okay. So I think Sicario is like warrior or fighter in Spanish, but I don't know really. I don't speak Spanish. Okay, and it's a legend. The Witch's Market, or Museo de las Brujas, is located in the heights of La Paz, Bolivia, selling everything from talismans, aphrodisiac powders, and amulets to soapstone figurines thrown in the fire for good luck. The Witch's Market is run by local witch doctors known as Utiri, who perform white or black magic ceremonies for a few Bolivianos. Most popular of all items are dried llama fetuses, which are buried under the foundations of many houses as an offering to Pachamama. I don't know what a Pachamama is. I assume a spirit or a deity of some sort, but I have no idea. Okay. So, yeah, like if I ever am going to do like a legitimate thing to this, I'm going to do it when I've actually not beaten all the missions, because it's pretty boring just to wander around this map. I'm not entirely sure how to start a new game, but I'm sure it's simple enough. I wonder if I can start a new game, like, but retain all the unlocks, all my weapon unlocks. Is it, like, honestly, half this game and the I spend is just like wandering around the countryside unlocking weapons and attachments, which is fun, but also I don't want to do it again because it's just monotonous or a bit tedious to do twice. Like, it's more fun just to use whatever you want, which is what I can do now. There is a sort of thing to encourage replay. It's called Tier 1 mode, and that's a mode where you can kind of, so you level up to 30 normally and then you stop, but if you go to Tier 1 mode, you can basically start getting tier points, which lets you unlock harder difficulties and get bonus items. Like, I tried it for, I think I did 6 levels of Tier 1 mode, and that got me a helmet, a version of a helmet called Wingnut that has the goggles on the top and like a bandana that has like teeth on the front of it, which was kind of cool, but wasn't really worth it from a perspective of because it's not really as fun. I mean, you go down really fast, which is fine, but the enemies are super accurate at their shit. Like, they're very accurate. They detect you very quickly, and it kind of means that if you want to play that mode effectively, you kind of have to do like a stealth game, and I don't always feel like that, especially if I just want to mess around, because like stealth is fun, but it's not always my thing. Like when I started this game to begin with, all I ever did was use a suppressor all the time. Okay, that's a civilian. Yeah, another problem in this game is that at a distance, it's hard to tell the difference between gang members and civilians. And then, to make it even worse, sometimes the gang members surrender, and given how easily you can get killed in this game, usually you shoot people as soon as you see them. So the number of surrendering gang members I've shot, then being chewed out for doing so, is pretty high. So it's kind of like I'm basically wandering around violating the Geneva Convention all the time here. I don't know if that was intended, but it's kind of funny in a sort of sad way. Anyway, I think that's probably a sufficient sample to see if I've improved my problem of recording my breathing. And we'll see if the audio is any better this time. Alright, thanks for watching.